The launch of 5G-enabled technologies is expected to be transformative in the telco and other industries by unlocking various disruptive new technologies. Global investment in the 5G industrial chain over 2020 to 2035 is likely to reach US $3.5 trillion. In the upcoming fireside chat session, we'll hear experts' point of view on why is 5G a game changer. I would like to invite Danish Khan, Senior Assistant Editor, The Economic Times Telecom, to moderate the chat session. Over to you, Danish.
Hello, everyone. I'm Danish Khan. And for this special session, we have Mr. Nitin Bansal, who is head of Ericsson India. And the topic of this discussion is why is 5G a game changer for India and how it can lead to digital transformation and various use cases. And Nitin is going to talk about 5G, the company's journey ahead, investments, and much more. So Nitin, 5G trials are going on. We have recently got the extension. TRAI is working on the consultation. DOT will start the process. How trials have changed the 5G prospects for the industry in India? If you could give a sense on that.
Sure. Thank you, Danish. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, and thanks for inviting me to have a discussion around this very, very important subject at this point in time. So if we look at the 5G trials for India, I would say that it's not about testing the technology. As far as the technology is concerned, we have seen that it's been deployed over the last 2 years globally. And as Ericsson, we are powering 5G in around 104 networks, 5G networks globally. And what we have seen is that 5G has become the fastest deployed mobile generation to date, right? So it's not about the technology. In India as well, if you see in the last, I would say 3 to 4 years, we have been continuously talking about 5G, showing relevant use cases for India, showing the technology. We have shown demos on mid-band, we have shown demos on millimeter wave. So all those things are happening. I would say that basically with the 5G trials, which are ongoing, it's more to do with understanding the potential of this technology. How can it help the consumer demands, and how can it also cater to the enterprise requirements in India? Because India is the highest consumer of data. Subscribers are consuming the highest gigabyte per month per subscriber, right? And this is to grow. So I would say that 5G, with the ongoing trials, we are evaluating how 5G can be used to decongest the existing networks from a consumer point of view, make it more interesting for the consumers through augmented virtual reality kind of applications, and also explore how 5G can benefit the enterprises in India. So, I think it's good that we are doing the trials. The understanding is coming for all of us together. And as a country, as a team, we will make sure that when 5G is deployed in India, we are ready with the applicability and what it'll be used for.
Sure. So now we are heading towards spectrum auction, and then obviously telcos have said that within 6 months they are ready to launch commercial 5G services. So why it is pertinent? You mentioned that India is already the largest data guzzler in the world because the 4G networks are widely available. How 5G is going to further catalyze this whole data journey of the country? How do you see that, and why there is a need for instant commercial rollout of 5G after the auction?
So again, I would say that 5G, we should look at 5G as a platform for innovation. So it has a socio-economic multiplier effect that we have seen, that increase in internet connectivity has a direct correlation to the GDP of the country. And it is also to be considered as a critical infrastructure, both for consumers and industries. And I would say that 5G, again, will not only help the consumers in getting better access to the networks, but it will also accelerate the digitalization of industries and also strengthen the foundation of digital India. So it's about digitalization, it's about automation. So if you look at examples from other parts of the world, we have seen that 5G is already transforming industries. The fourth industrial revolution is being kickstarted, and we are also seeing an enriched network experience for various kind of businesses and consumers and so on and so forth. And remember that 5G comes with its own characteristics like high speed, low latency, reliability. And with these characteristics, we expect and we are confident that 5G will enable a range of new services, both for consumers and for enterprises. And we can look at certain sectors, for example, healthcare, for example, manufacturing, automotive, energy, utilities. And these are the kind of sectors we believe that will benefit from a robust, reliable connectivity that 5G will provide. Then, if you look at it from a consumer point of view, like I said before, Indian consumers are consuming highest gigabytes per month per smartphone, right? And we saw that it was about 18.4 GB at the end of 2021. And what we have estimated as part of our latest mobility report, we expect this to grow to about 50 GB per subscriber per month. And 5G will again help in decongesting the networks and giving reliable service to the consumers, while we also look at how it will benefit the digitalization, Digital India, and also the enterprises. So basically, it'll solve both the things. One, manage the growing data usage, and also open new revenue streams for the operators, and next level of growth for the country. So those are the things that I believe are the most critical from 5G prospects point of view.
Right. One of the key elements in this 5G journey is the spectrum. And we know that government is working on this, and telecom operators have certain suggestions. Ericsson must have given their suggestions as well, because there are applications, there are use cases which require certain spectrum in certain quantum. So what is your suggestion? What do you think? How do you see the 5G networks in what size, what size of rollout, what sort of services you think telco should aim for in the first phase? What sort of spectrum should be auctioned first or made available first?
I believe that we should enable that the complete 5G spectrum is available in India, right? And when I say the entire available spectrum or entire 5G spectrum, it's both mid-band and millimeter wave, which is gigahertz, right? So in the mid-band, which is 3.5 gigahertz, uh, our recommendation is at least 80 to 100 megahertz of spectrum per operator, and about 400 megahertz of spectrum in the millimeter wave. Uh, and then again, it's not only the 5G spectrum, we also need to have sufficient backhaul spectrum. And E-band is something that we know is being considered as well. So it has to be, the spectrum is required both on mid-band and the millimeter wave, and obviously at a reasonable price, which will enable 5G to be deployed in the most efficient manner in India. So about 80 to 100 megahertz on mid-band and about 400 megahertz in the millimeter wave.
Sure. And obviously, Ericsson is one of the oldest vendor in the market. It works with almost all the telecom operators. What is Ericsson's role that you foresee in the 5G domain? How Ericsson can help unlock the 5G opportunities for telcos, and what sort of growth it could expect out of it?
Great question, Danish. And 5G again is nothing that has happened today or yesterday. We have been working on 5G for a few years now. If you remember, we have said that all our equipment that we have delivered since 2015 is software upgradable to support 5G. So for us, it's important that we take a collaborative route together with our operator partners. We make sure that we are able to deploy efficient technology and quick adoption for 5G in India. Then, we have also been working with academia, and we have been working with operators, and then we have set up labs in India in order for both to look at the consumer and also the enterprise use cases. If I look back a couple of years, right, in 2019 during the India Mobile Congress, we showcased together with Qualcomm the first 5G video call using the millimeter wave spectrum, right? And then we have been looking at use cases like connected music, where we had the band and the people sitting in different places and ensuring that due to the low latency, the synchronization is possible. Then we had also done a demo on drone. So the point is that it's not about these specific use cases. It's about understanding the potential that 5G brings from a technology and capability point of view. I believe that this will continue. And once 5G is deployed, my view is it will be used more for consumer-related use cases to begin with, while we evolve the industry and enterprise-related use cases. So the examples we have seen from the other launches globally and also the ones we have shown in India are more to show the capabilities, and then India will start to develop their own specific use cases for enterprise and so on. We have also recently set up a 5G lab with Capgemini in Mumbai, where we have deployed a standalone 5G network and an industry connect solution from Ericsson in the lab in Mumbai. And it's all about promoting innovation, experimentation, and 5G and edge technologies for clients across industries. So it's more about giving the possibilities and showing what can we do together with academia, with industry partners, and with our operators to make it successful in India.
Sure, sure. Ericsson also has a factory, as you mentioned, in Pune, where it makes telecom equipment for not just for Indian players, but for global customers as well. Now, operators are asking if Make in India can be pushed and more sourcing can be done locally. So, how do you see this your local investment playing a part through manufacturing, through R&D, helping drive this 5G journey? Obviously, this is already in the vision, in line with the vision of Digital India and Make in India. So if you could give a sense on that.
Right, Danish. So, Ericsson, we have been in India for more than 100 years, and we have been suppliers to all technologies, basically 2G, 3G, 4G, and now we are looking at 5G. And in 1994, we were the first company to start manufacturing telecom equipment in India. So we have been manufacturing in India whatever is required for India and also for export purposes. Another point that I would like to bring out is that we have the largest employee base or workforce in India across. If we compare it to any other country in the world, the maximum number of Ericsson workforce is in India, and across all functions. So we are doing research and development, manufacturing, sales, service, managed services, and so on and so forth. And I believe that we have invested in the PLI scheme, which is the production linked incentive scheme, and we will continue to grow in India because there are a couple of reasons for that. One, there are specific product requirements for India, which we believe need specific features in terms of spectral efficiency, in terms of ease of deployability, and so on and so forth. So one is to have the production in India, to continue in investing in India, to make sure that our production facilities are scaled up as required. The second is, and more important for me, is the fact that we have to make sure we have the right products and technologies in time for the deployments in India. One example that I can give you is from a radio point of view. In the last 2.5, 3 years, what we have done is to ensure that we have the right products for India, and also to make sure that the weights have gone down. So something which was weighing 60 kilos before is now down to 12 kilos. The size has reduced, and the capabilities are enhanced. So this is about ensuring that we are able to capitalize on our existing investments in India, continue to invest in India, and also make sure we are there in time to support our operators to roll out.
Sure. You also mentioned working with academia and enterprises. Why collaboration is key to bring 5G to life? Because you said that consumer use cases are going to be first, but actual revenue potential lies with the enterprises and industrial revolution. So, do you think that collaboration is the way forward, not just for telecom operators, but for vendors like Ericsson in India?
So, there are a couple of things, right? So even if you look at the consumer use cases, one of the consumer use cases is the enhanced mobile broadband, which is the simplest use case where you're able to access high-speed internet connectivity on your smartphones, for example. That one is what we will begin with. Then both on the consumer side and also on the enterprise side, what we will see is more innovation coming towards our offerings. For example, on the consumer side, we expect to see more uh, applications for consumers related to augmented and virtual reality. And there, I believe that there is a need for collaboration between Ericsson, our operator partners, academia, and also the industry players, right? Because end of the day, it's about making sure we have the right use case and applications available. Same on the enterprise side as well. Again, there would be a need for automation. There would be a need for implementing augmented and virtual reality even for the enterprises. Automation is another key. So I believe that this is an area where collaboration will be key between vendors like ourselves, operators, and also academia and other industry partners.
Well, on that note, let's conclude this session, Nitin. It was a nice discussion, and we got to discuss 5G and the prospects of it. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you, gentlemen, for such an interesting and informative discussion. Let's proceed further and explore more such content.